Wednesday, January 15th. I already see where I done messed up on the agenda here. January 15th, 2025. It's 10:04 a.m. and today is the IKE Operational Board meeting. I call the meeting to order again at 10:04 a.m. Mr. Secretary, can I get a roll call, please?
Mayor Booker.
Here.
Chief Bryant.
Here.
Chief Brown.
Here.
Chief Willard. Quorum for.
The quorum, thank you, Mr. Secretary. We'll go down to number 3, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Number 4, can we get a moment of silence for those in civil service who have given the ultimate sacrifice while serving? Can you get a moment of silence, please? Thank you. Mr. Secretary, number 5, introduction of news media and guests. Do we have anyone sign up for item 5?
At this time, there's no media or guests.
Okay, thank you. And number 6, is there anyone for public comment? Anyone sign up for public comment?
At this time, there's no signed up for public comments.
Okay, thank you. Number 7, number 7, approval of minutes. A, minutes from the IKE Operational Board meeting for Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. It's been moved by Mayor Booker for approval. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Chief Bryant for approval of minutes from the IKE Operational Board meeting for Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. Mr. Secretary, can you call the roll, please?
Mayor Booker. Chief Bryant.
Aye.
Chief Brown.
Aye.
Chief Willard. Motion carries.
Number 8, Director's Report. For the record, and for Director Reyes is Broadview Police Administrative Lieutenant Mike Acom.
Chief, thank you very much. Lieutenant Mike Aiken with the Broadview Police Department, stepping in for Director Reyes with the Director's Report. So we have a status update. In December of 2024, the IKE 911 Center received 5,933 calls, generating 2,900 documented calls for service. In comparison to December of 2023, the IKE Center received 5,783 calls, generating 2,813 documented calls for service. Calls for service and calls received were both up from 1 year ago. In 2024, the IKE 911 Center received 79,792 calls, generating a total of 38,731 calls for service for both the Broadview Police Department and the Maywood Police Department. On December 9th, 2024, Millie Anacleto was hired and started as a probationary telecommunicator for the Village of Maywood, and she is doing great. I can move on to the expense report.
Any questions for Lieutenant Acom on the Director's Report?
Nope.
Mayor Booker.
Yep, that was Miss Millie Anacleto. And she is currently in training right now with TCO ZEA.
Any more questions on the Director's Report?
No.
Hearing none, we'll go down to number 9, the expense report. Lieutenant Acom, you're going to give a report on that also?
Yes, sir. Currently, the IKE balance holds at $1,158,197.52. There was a deposit total of $59,494.61, with $4,408.51 in bills being paid.
Any questions for Lieutenant Acom on the expense report?
No.
Okay, Lieutenant, thank you. Number 9A, motion to approve the expenses for months November and December of 2024 in the amount of $4,408.51. Can you get a motion? Moved by Mayor Booker,
Second.
second by Chief Bryant, to approve expenses for months November and December of 2024 in the amount of $4,408.51. Mr. Secretary, can you call a roll, please?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Number 10A, consideration to approve the attached quote dated December 27, 2024, from Brandon Communications, Inc., for $2,873 for siren installation. Lieutenant Acom, can you expound on this or and provide any clarity if necessary?
Yes, sir, and thank you. Braniff Communications services the tornado sirens located in Broadview. And as of last month, the tornado siren located in 18th Avenue and 15th Street at Lindop Elementary School was deemed defective, unrepairable, and they can no longer get replacement parts for this tornado siren. And since the tornado siren being emergency management that serves both communities of Maywood and Broadview, Chief Mills asked for it to be approved and put on this, the agenda.
Any questions for Lieutenant Acom on item 10A?
No.
That being said, can I get a motion? I'm sorry, I should have asked for the motion first. Motion to approve? Moved by Mayor Booker,
Second.
second by Chief Bryant. There's already been a question. Any further discussion or questions? Bearing none, Mr. Secretary, can get a roll call, please?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Number 11. Hey, thank you, Lieutenant Acom. Let me see, old business, number 11A, an update from council establishing IKE 911 Joint Agency as an independent agency. You want me to go ahead and read these both off? Okay, thank you. And 11B, update of rewriting the intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Maywood and the Village of Broadview. Attorney Nelson Jaworski, thank you.
Thank you. At this time, there really is no update because my understanding is that the parties are still looking at the overall consolidation with the, I forgot what the name of the Oak Park Group, Westcom, I think? And
Yes.
yeah, so I know that there's some overall discussion regarding a much larger scale consolidation, so we've sort of put this somewhat on hold for a while. So for the next few meetings, I probably won't have an update until we know what exactly is going on. So, yeah, I was gonna suggest that if the board wants to just take this off the agenda for now, and once it becomes, if it becomes a thing again, then we'll put it back on the agenda and resume the work. But for now, I'm sort of in a holding pattern.
Okay, understood. So we're gonna take these 11A and 11B off the agenda pending any future discussion. Any further questions or directions or any other discussion on those two?
Yeah, I got a question. So for 11B, are you saying that the current IGA will stand, that's what we operate from this point on until the new one is devised later on down the road?
Correct. Yeah, the current IGA would stand, that's what the parties have all agreed to. If one is negotiated down the road to replace this, then obviously that would replace it, or if there's an overall larger scale consolidation, then that would replace this agreement. So we would ensure between all the different parties, when we're drafting anything subsequent, that we be clear that that would take the place of this.
Okay, thank you. Attorney Nelson Jaworski. Number 12, other matters. Is there anything anyone wants to bring up at this time? Bearing none, we'll move on to number 13 for adjournment. Mr. Secretary, can get a roll call, please?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Time is 10:14 a.m. And at this point, we're going to move into the IKE Joint Emergency Telephone Systems Board meeting. It's also an in-person meeting for January 15th, 2025. Mr. Secretary, I'm sorry, time is 10:14 a.m. Mr. Secretary, can you get a roll call, please?
Here.
Here. Okay. Combining number 3 and number 4, I would like to ask at this time, is there anything either of the board members or anyone wants to bring up at this time?
No.
Okay, bearing none, I'd like to mention that all business regarding both meetings has been covered in the IKE Operational Board meeting. So if there are no questions or no one has anything, we'll go ahead and move on to number 5 for adjournment.
If I can, just one moment, even though public comment's not on the agenda, we don't have any members of the public, still call for public comment.
Thank you, thank you. So I'd like to do that at this time. Would that include just public comment, or would that also include news media and guests, or just public?
Yeah,
comment?
I mean, you know, the news media, if they were here, they could
Okay.
always address people during public comment or address the
Okay,
board.
thank you for that. With that being said, go ahead and put that on the record at this time, Mr. Secretary. At the suggestion of Attorney Nelson Jaworski, we want to ask if there's anyone present for a roll call at this time. Okay, so that is official. None reported, no one signed up for public comment for the IKE JETSB meeting. Is there anything else before we adjourn? Anyone else has anything?
Motion to adjourn?
I'm sorry, before we do that, I just want to thank everyone's input and direction and any need for clarity. As far as I'm concerned, to keep this operation rolling smoothly. I want to thank everyone for that for last year, as well as moving forward in this calendar year. So thank you to everyone. With that being said, it's been motioned to adjourn by Chief Bryan. Can I get a second? Second by Mayor Booker to adjourn the JETSB meeting for January 15th, 2025. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Secretary? Aye. We adjourn 10:17 a.m. Thank you, everyone.